superkart driver, a British and European champion. And there goes the move by Ed Brand on Harrison Scott. And Harrison Scott fighting back immediately and gets back immediately. Well, that's an as you were as Ed Brand and Harrison Scott trade places. But of course the real benefit, instead of having a 2.5 kart lengths margin between him and the chasing pack, has now got around about 4.5 kart length as they go down the lower back straight for the 7th time in an 18-lap senior final. And Jill pointing another change to me, which I hadn't read. And there it is with Luke Hughes going past Ed Brand. Luke Hughes just trying to get himself in front of Ed Brand in 3rd place, and does so. Luke Hughes up to 3rd. Yuri Foreman goes with him into 4th place. And Edward Brand, who was battling strongly for 2nd place and got into 2nd place, suddenly finds himself 5th. James Singleton 6th. Charlie Eastwood 7th. Jack Weprin 8th. Maximilian Weinzel 9th, and Philip Morin, I call his name for the first time in this senior final, drives into the top 10. He's at number 10. For the girls, Jessica Backman is running 20th. Jessica Backman 20th, but the lady from Spain, Marta Aritha, she's running 19th. So the girls, 243 Marta Aritha of Spain, 226 Jessica Backman of Sweden, having a good dice at the bottom end of the top 20, 19th and 20th. Well, we lost Jake Ball on the 3rd lap, and kart 241 Karol Dabski is about 1/4 of a lap behind the leaders, so the likeable Polish driver in 32nd place is not likely to feature very much higher in this final, because we're already on lap 9 of an 18-lap final, and Harry Webb increases his lead over Harrison Scott to 0.685 of a second. Luke Hughes in 3rd place. Yuri Foreman in 4th place. Ed Brand 5th. Just looking down my screen as I take my eye off the tarmac for a minute, Maximilian Weinzel went up to 8th place on that lap. 8th place Maxi Weinzel, 9th Jack Weprin, 10th Philip Morin. Harry Webb, of course, driving a Tony kart for Strawberry Racing, made the transition from junior to senior, really taking it all in his stride. Dips his head, turns right at turn 1 on the 10th lap, and that completion of the 9th lap marks the half race distance in the senior final. Let me give you a call over at the half race distance. Harry Webb leads, Harrison Scott in 2nd place, Luke Hughes 3rd, Yuri Foreman 4th, Ed Brand 5th, James Singleton 6th, Charlie Eastwood 7, Max Weinzel 8, Jack Weprin 9, and Philip Morin completing the top 10. And for the girls, they've traded places, because Jessica Backman is now in front of Marta Aritha. Jessica Backman is running 18th. Marta Aritha from here in Spain is running 21st. So we're now on lap 10 and into the 2nd half of the senior final in the Rotax Winter Cup 2013. A reminder that we're here in Campos in southern Spain, about an hour's drive from Marbella, down on the south coast. The Rotax Winter Cup promoted by RGMMC, and the proceedings brought to you from Campos by RGMMC TV. Thanks to all of you tuning in. Harry Webb continues to build on this advantage. It's half a second on Harrison Scott. They would have been pretty much of equal overall experience, I would have thought. Harry Webb and Harrison Scott. Maybe Harrison Scott, I don't know, maybe been in more tighter situations, if only because Harry Webb really had things very much his own way on the European scene last year. Both of them very likeable lads. Both of them, one imagines, with a strong future in motorsport. Harrison Scott's father is John, who I know is very proud of what Harrison has achieved. Stephen Webb, the former superkart champion. I haven't really spoken with Stephen very much, but I'm sure that he's proud of what Harry's achieved. 7 laps remaining. 11 laps gone, 7 laps remaining. Harry Webb leads, Harrison Scott in second place. Luke Hughes, it's the first time I'm seeing Luke Hughes this event here at the Rotax Winter Cup, promoted by RGMMC. And I wouldn't have backed too many Brits that I'd never seen before to get the better of James Singleton, but right now Luke Hughes, as I say, from Colwyn Bay in North Wales, got the advantage over fellow Welshman James Singleton from Conway in North Wales. Harry Webb looks over his left shoulder. There's no challenge coming from Harrison Scott at the hairpin at the end of the return straight. Luke Hughes is too far back to make any kind of gesture on either of the front running two, but Yuri Foreman just set the fastest, well, not just, but previously set the fastest lap, and definitely closing a little on Luke Hughes. So if, and I'm not saying this, but if we were to bank Harry Webb and Harrison Scott for 2 steps of the podium, the battle for the 3rd place, Luke Hughes is the guy in situ at the moment, but Yuri Foreman in 4th place as we go up the hill, getting closer. Having said that, Harrison Scott is a lot closer to Harry Webb than he was. Harry Webb, I think, had the luxury of about a 0.4 of a second advantage at one stage. It's nothing like that now, and the body language coming out of kart 203 from Harrison Scott is, I'm on the charge. Much as I like my teammate Harry Webb, I would like to win the Rotax Winter Cup, and I'm going to give it my best shot. Don't know if those Luke Varley leathers or Luke Varley racing suit are a lucky omen, but whatever. There's the talent of Luke Varley there. Luke, of course, who went on to become a European and world #1 at Rotax level. Harry Webb leads Harrison Scott round to complete lap 13. Luke Hughes still got a clear advantage over Yuri Foreman, 3rd over 4th. But I'm keeping my eyes now on the tarmac, getting quite a bit of glare back on this bright sunshine, but I'm going to lock hard onto those front-running Strawberry racers. Harry Webb holding the advantage. It was 0.17 of a second when they came over the line at the end of 13 laps. I don't have the advantage of the images, the television pictures that you have on RGMMC TV, so relying on the naked eye, and have to say that this race between Harry Webb and Harrison Scott is pretty much as good as you could wish for. They're not diving and chopping at each other, they're not making extravagant moves, but you just feel that inside Harrison Scott's head, that brain is working out, where might I get past my teammate? Equally, Harry Webb knows that he's in front, but knows that one slight aberration and he can lose the advantage. We're late in the race now because there's only 4 laps to go in this 18-lap senior final. You would think that these two have got the top 2 steps of the podium sorted out, but nothing can be taken for granted. If they were to touch or anything massively dramatic happen, I have to say I sincerely hope that doesn't happen at this late stage in the race, but plenty to race on for. Luke Hughes already feeling that he's got one hand or one foot on a podium place. Yuri Foreman feeling it's not all over yet to make a top 3 position, and just behind Yuri Foreman, Ed Brand, who I suspect will be feeling a little disappointed that he's not a bit closer to the really sharp end of the race. He's got to pass a couple of people to get onto the podium. Well, Harry Webb, 0.17 of a second at the end of 14 laps, the advantage over Harrison Scott. And whereas I did say in comment, oh, and a big spin by kart 243, which is the lady from Spain, Marta Aritha, and she's spun out of the race, it would seem. Well, that's unlucky. She's got all the way through to the 15th lap, or maybe she only went round on the 14th lap, and, well, rattling away in the grass trying to get back onto the tarmac. If she gets onto the tarmac in about 10 seconds time, she'll be getting onto the tarmac just as the race leaders come round, so keeping my eye on that. Oh, and that's exactly what's going to happen. Well, the slow move. She's done the sensible thing. She's got off the racing line. Well done, Marta, the lady from Spain, letting the leaders go through and waiting for a suitable time to go up to speed. In the meantime, at the front, Harry Webb leads. Harrison Scott, that lead that was down to 0.14 of a second, is now up to 0.2 of a second. And more tellingly, this is lap 16 of an 18-lap race. Now, I took my eye off the ball momentarily. Was that an attempted pass? Yes, it was. Oh, and Harrison saying to his teammate, well, I'm not sure. You tell me what he was saying. I don't think it was happy birthday. Harry Webb leads. Harrison Scott in second place. So, with 1 3/4 laps remaining, is there a twist in the tail here, or is Harry Webb going to bring home the victory? Luke Hughes has resisted all of the attempts by Yuri Foreman to get past. Can't take my eye off these two front runners. The two English lads, Harry Webb and Harrison Scott, battling this one out. 1 1/4 laps remaining in the senior final. The odds are with Harry Webb now, but it's not all over yet. So, coming round to start the last lap, and here's Harrison Scott trying to get over onto the... Oh, and that's... Oh, my! Now, what will the officials make of that? Was that legitimate driving? Was that going to be something that would be penalised? We wait and see. Those of you that didn't see that, the full width of the tarmac was used and a little bit of the grass. So I think that was probably Harrison Scott's last chance to go past. Although having said that, he's closing hard on Harry now. Harry Webb still holding the advantage. Teammates they are, but racing for real they most certainly are. Luke Hughes looks to be safe in third place for that final podium position. Harry Webb hotly pursued by Harrison Scott. Is there a last throw of the dice by Harrison Scott? He's got himself into a position where he's carrying the speed through, but Harry Webb closes the door. This is a defensive drive from here on in by Harry Webb. 2 turns remaining. There's one of them. It's the drag to the flag from here, and Harry Webb's going to win it. Harry Webb wins it. Harrison Scott is second. Luke Hughes is third. Yuri Foreman is fourth. Edward Brand 5th, Charlie Eastwood 6th, Jack Singleton 7th, Philip Morin 8th, Max Weinziel 9th, and Sam Schippers, the Dutchman, stepping up from the junior class, finishes in the top 10 in the Rotax Winter Cup senior race. Sam Schippers 10th, just outside the top 10, the American from New York, Jack Weprin. For the girls, Jessica Backman finished 16th, and we know that the very unlucky Marta Aretha went out on the 15th lap. So very pleased that Marta Aretha wasn't hurt in any way, but what a shame she didn't finish the race. Fastest lap was by Harrison Scott on lap 12, 1 minute 5.019, but they finished Harry Webb 1, Harrison Scott 2, and Luke Hughes 3.